Coming up in this week's episode.
Oh, James, the hates we're going to get.
No.
The hates we're going to get.
He's our new world leader. You can get them made. So we could actually record every podcast
On
onto
cassette.
a tape, and we could have the number one selling tape for the year. Maybe this is why Trump's struggling so much. He's got one of these. He's like, I can see better than anyone can see. But yes, the Tomy computer.
It's time to adjust those shoulder pads, backcomb what's left of your hair, and jump into the DeLorean for a look back at what's possibly the best decade anyone could ever have grown up in.
Shall we play a game?
This is Bring Back the 80s with your hosts James Alderson and me, Andy Jackson.
I believe we're on episode 11 already, James.
Time flies when you're having fun, Andy.
Just before we start,
Yeah.
we must remind people that the tickets for the Summer Sizzler
Yes.
are now on sale.
They are Spring Arts Centre.
So we're going to be doing summer. You've just been telling me off air some of the bits and bobs you've got.
Well, it was great, and it was such blissful ignorance, simple times. You know, there was no demonic leader. Oh no, there was, but it was. But she's gone now. Yes,
Sadly, James.
Sadly,
gone.
well, gone but not forgotten by most of the miners. Yes, we've got some. Oh God! So yes, it was gorgeous times. 80s. We seem to have proper seasons, Andy. He says, whilst it's swelteringly hot outside in the springtime. Gorgeous weather at the moment.
They hadn't invented global warming. All we had to worry about was one tiny little hole in the ozone layer.
Yeah.
And they stopped selling the spray stuff
Lynx Africa,
in Finland.
Yeah.
So that was fixed.
Yeah.
But now,
No.
this time next year, we'll all be underwater.
We will be, but luckily we'll have loads of turtles carrying carrier bags around with them, and straws, just handing them out. You know, do you want a straw in a carrier bag, sir? Turtles will be our new waiters in the shops and restaurants. Would you like a plastic fork? Because I've got one up my nostril, if you'd like it. Yes. I mean, by the way, that's not correct, because turtles don't exist anymore. They're made of plastic totally. All fish and wildlife is made of plastic. That, if you read what I
If you
do.
believe what you read, and
Yeah.
I do believe what I read.
Well, you should do, and Trump does too. So yes, everything's fine, but it was even more fine, as you would say, in the 80s.
It was a lot finer.
It was finer, and summertime seemed to just be about ice lollies and the ice cream van and getting burnt to shit. That was what it tended to be.
Oh my God! Yeah, there was no. I mean, there was sunscreen, but I remember in Australia, they were people putting oil on their skin, rather than
cook them
sunscreen.
quicker.
You want to cook properly quickly.
Of course you do.
I remember coming home from days out at the at Seaside in absolute agony.
3rd degree burns.
Absolute agony, sitting in a cold bath,
Yep.
make the pain go away. Funny how you don't feel it when you actually dig in your sandcastles and shit, but when you get home, oh my God,
Yeah.
you can't sleep on your back.
It's when you're sat in the back of the Austin Metro and you're looking at yourself thinking, oh my God, what's happened? My skin's gone red. And
You get to school the next day and everybody's
slapping you on the back. And for once, the PE teacher's telling you off, wondering why you're screaming, just stood there in your shorts. Yes, I know. Exciting times, and your mum and dad would say, just get a grip.
Yes. So we were talking about PE last couple
two
of
episodes,
episodes, weren't we? So this time round, we're going back to a very famous manufacturer of toys and bits and bobs.
They were the Apple of their day, weren't they? If Fisher Price was what the next two episodes are about, you know, you were onto a winner. There were only a few people that tried to compete, as I'll show you, because believe it or not, I've got a few things.
You surprised me, James.
I know. And, you know, they started in the 70s, and that's why, you know, when we were all young, anybody around in the 80s remembers these things. But Fisher Price was just... I mean, I don't know. They must have shares in oil or something, because the amount of plastic they got through, well, that's basically inside all sharks and turtles now. They've been lobbed in the sea, long forgotten about, but I've got the last ones. And it's just incredible how famous and successful they were.
It is literally your collection of Fisher Price plastic that is keeping us with our heads just above the global warming water.
You're right.
James.
If I dumped these, we'd go up a few inches.
We're fucked.
We wouldn't be here, would we? We'd have to do this with armbands on.
Let's do, which ironically, of course, were made out of plastic. Let's do, so what you need is those swimming turtles to hand out armbands rather than carrier bags.
Yeah, that'd be better. Yeah, I'll have a word with them.
But or maybe pajamas if they got any of those pajamas, because we were all trained in the art of using pajamas as flotation devices.
Yeah, I lost one of my mates at school. He drowned in the river. I saw him, and unfortunately, by the time I had got home and got my pajamas to put on to go and say, it's too late.
All you could find while he was drowning was that brick to throw him.
I know, I threw that. That didn't help him. Knocked him out.
Let's do a clip, James, for God's sake. Can you name the voice?
Where am I? Where's this place? Why am I here? Where's some food? Where's my mummy? What's all that? What's this do? What's that for? Who's in there? Where's that noise? What's this thing for? Is it a puzzle? Is it an hat? Is it a sandwich? Won't it go in? Why don't the corners hurt? Why is he funny? Why does this move? Where's my potty? Why didn't I think of that sooner? How does this work? What happens if I push? Supposing I pull.
Fisher Price.
Why does it move?
For the most inquiring minds in the world.
Yeah,
So
I
who
remember
was
that advert.
Who was the voice?
Is it Bob Hoskins?
It was Bob Hoskins,
Yeah, I
Before he
remember
was a
that.
bank robber.
Yes, yeah. See, that was because I had lots of Fisher Price stuff, like we all did. But I remember that advert, so that must have been sort of mid-'80s. But brilliant. You never get a naked baby, by the way, on TV anymore. That baby was fully in the buff. And I wasn't looking, but it was just there, dangling.
It's just going to get us banned
And
from Facebook.
but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was full new. You wouldn't get that now.
I didn't even.
Can you imagine that?
I didn't even notice that. Was there any bits?
Yes.
In that we shouldn't have seen.
Dragging all across the Fisher Price toys. And
I'm going to have to star
you have
that.
to blur it.
I'm going to have to blur that.
But funnily enough, you won't believe this, but I've got the
exact one.
Well, it's not if it's exactly one, but it's still got the spinny thing. It's still got the and this thing and the thing and of course.
The thing, the little teddy, squeaky teddy.
No, it's a squeaky rabbit.
Sorry.
This is what I hear this sometimes upstairs, so my wife's not with me. I'm a rabbit. It's weird. Yes, so that's one of the activity centres. The original iPad, of course. And give that to a 1-year-old, keep them occupied. But that's it. These days, people give their kids an iPad when they're 2 and keeps them amused for 4 hours. This, you put on the side of a cot, or in front of them, and they're having fun for
hours. And then
I don't know if it was hours, but certainly
it never needs charging.
It
never
doesn't.
needs charging.
No, and never disintegrates.
It's rock solid, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. No
Rock
batteries
solid.
in it, no lights, and those noises. You get toys now. I know you got toys in the 80s that were battery powered, but these are such innocent, simple play noises. They're simple, fun noises where they're having some bit of dextral fun. We've all had one of those twatty around the back of our heads, unfortunately. Yes. You're crawling across the floor and you've got your play pal over and they've lifted it by the handle. They're not strong enough to hold it.
It is hefty, isn't it? Proper hefty.
That is, but I think there was a way to do it. I think there was an adapter. You could fix it to the side of a cot. That's where mine was, and I remember to this day that. But this was called the Activity Centre, and it got a mirror in there because obviously even back then we were so reliant on our looks. Kids just checking themselves.
It's the original selfie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they didn't have a bit of cuttlefish hanging there as well. I don't know why. Just to, keep the kid amused, put a mirror in there. But yeah,
that just reminded me. That was like of school days. Beach. Your beach days out. Mm-hmm. One of the activities where your mum and dad would send you, go see if you can find some cuttlefish.
Yeah,
for your Uncle Bob's budgie.
Yeah,
go and find some cuttlefish.
Yeah. When they're all washed up dead. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Isn't it nice? So bring that corpse back home with you. Yeah. Now, obviously, this one. I'll bring you this one. In fact, no, I'll save that one. I'll save that one because you've probably got something to do.
Well, I've got a little mystery sound.
Yeah,
mystery sound.
Yeah, let's do that.
See if you can figure out this, and hopefully this will be from the 80s, not the 90s.
That'll be good.
It's a mystery sound of the 80s.
Is that plugging in a Tesla car
On the fast charge.
Just the kind of 80s theme we're on.
I'll give you a clue.
Go on.
Something is sliding.
Oh. No.
No, okay.
No.
Wait till the end of the episode.
Yes, I always look forward to these now.
And this is with even more double jeopardy because it might be from the 70s or the 90s or the
30s,
90s.
20s.
We just never know.
No, it's always a guess. It's always a guess. But I'll show you this because this is. Everyone had this, even if you didn't have it in the played with it in the 80s. It was under your bed or it was on the back of a cupboard somewhere. And I'll tell you, I found this wasn't mine. This was I found this, and it's nearly mint condition. Yeah, some kid crying in the street. But yesterday I saw one mint condition boxed with all the bits for 45 quid on Facebook Marketplace. I was so tempted, but my wife would have absolutely divorced me.
But see, the thing is though, James, this is what they call patina.
Yes.
Isn't it? This has got the patina.
The woman that I got it off of, she was probably about 40, which was quite surprising. She had a kid who was about 5, and she said it was in perfect condition until a few weeks before she put it up for sale, and her daughter started peeling off the sticker at the back,
yes,
thinking it was a sticker to be
yeah.
removed, and just peeled all the paper off. I said, I hope you put it up for adoption. But
I'm not going to give you what you were asking.
Yes, I know. So yeah, everybody's got a lot of people will say, "Oh, I've got one of them in the loft." You got the bell up the side with the lift that goes. There you go.
You got the little thing that you put the car on there, and it
spins
turns round as well.
Turns
But this,
the car
in
round.
a few years, James, people are going like when people see phone boxes and they say, "What's a phone box?"
Yeah.
This, people are going to say, "What was this
What's
for?
that for?
What was this for?"
Yeah.
This is where you would put your gas.
Yeah.
In your vehicle.
And you had these little cars, little primary coloured cars with little primary coloured people in, all white, of course, and you had different characters, and the box was, I mean, Fisher Price. They just had it all sewn up, every different thing.
Oh yes, I could remember the little stop thing as well. You have to make the stop thing go up to go.
Stops the car
and
rolling out.
You could just play for hours.
Yeah, I did.
Putting a car in, going up, going down in the lift.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
I don't think I had it new. Very few people did. I think you'd always use your Matchbox cars down it or something. It would never be with the original
ones, yeah.
characters, but you'd always get it from somebody. Somebody would pass it down to you. And as I say, under your bed or in the shed or somewhere as a kid, it would be there. And good old Fisher Price.
That was the thing, though. There was a lot of passing down to be done because it's. When with iPhones and things now, you can pass them down once or twice.
Yeah.
But by the time you're ready to pass them down again, no, you can't get the updates for that.
No.
Or you can't change the battery.
No.
So they become landfill. Whereas these, solid as a rock.
Yeah.
No batteries, no updates required.
No.
You're not going to brick it
No.
by playing with it the wrong way. Good, it's good as gold.
And now these days, I think if you were walking up the tip with that, just about to lob it in somewhere, someone would stop you and say, "I'll have that, mate."
Yes.
Because it's just such a memory. I would love it to be in better condition, but it is a nice little memory.
Patina, James. Patina,
yeah, I guess so. It's been loved and played with, but it's Fisher Price again, just absolutely nailing it. And I don't know. Well, there was a few other, as I'll show you in the next episode. There were a few other competitors, but they didn't really make it. I'm hoping Fisher Price is a British company, but probably not.
It's going to be American.
You
isn't
think?
it?
Yeah, I guess
The very
so.
fact that this says gas on the petrol pump.
Oh, yeah.
So that would lead me to suspect
no.
that it is.
I'll
Maybe it was a British export to America.
Yes, without the
that be what it
25%
was?
tariff. Yeah, 'cause it's car related. It'll be whacked on from tomorrow. So, well, never mind. Yeah.
Oh dear, don't get me started.
No.
Don't get me
It's all going to go so well. It'll all be fine. You got nothing to worry about. It's all going to be
All
fine.
we got to do is remember that he was the one who told us to drink bleach during COVID, and we'd all be fine.
I saw a clip recently of Elon painting Trump's face with a foundation brush dipped in the Cheetos to making him look orange. I thought that's lovely.
Oh,
He's
dear.
probably still plays with one of these, Trump. To be fair,
I think it might be
Keep
beyond
him
him.
amused.
It might be beyond him, to be
Yeah,
honest.
well, maybe not. Hang about. It goes up to 4 on the numbers of the parking spaces. He'd be lost at that point, wouldn't he? After 2, it would all be over.
Oh, James, the hate we're going to get.
No.
The hate we're going to get.
He's our
now.
new world leader. Stop it. No, he's great. He'd love Fisher Price, wouldn't he? He'd probably he'd have the best Fisher Price
Oh, he would have he would
He'd
have
have it all.
actually he would have invented it.
Yeah,
he
he did.
would have invented it. He was the best inventor of Fisher Price.
If he'd had time, he would have done better than Fisher Price. Hard to imagine with the amount of stuff they had. Bloody hell! This, to be honest, I've just found made by Tommy Trump's computer. So this is the one competitor of Fisher Price, really. Tommy, who went headlong into electronics very early. Fisher Price didn't, funnily enough. They didn't transition, did they, into electronic games?
No, this is eye catching.
It's a lenticular little thing.
Lenticular,
yeah.
very good.
Thank you. And it's great. It's almost computer, but it's manual.
Yeah.
But Tommy gave it a good old go. But you could see why they moved into electronics more than Fisher Price, because they've gone solid with this solid stuff. But it is educational in a way.
Yeah, that's going to give me a migraine in a second.
Yeah, I know.
That.
Maybe this is why Trump's struggling so much. He's got one of these. It's like, I can see better than anyone can see. But yes, the Tommy computer, which I think was Singapore. So it's an Asian company, but they went into electronics, of course. But Fisher Price didn't need to.
Oh, and they're still, standing the test.
Are they still going?
No, well, they must be, mustn't they? Surely.
I'm going to Google it before the next episode.
Yeah, have a look and see.
Are they British and are they still going?
Well, these questions all need to be
for the next episode. Tune in next time.
We're not quite done yet.
No.
I'll tell you what we have got. We've got another little clip.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this one?
Okay.
You've always been heard, but now you can be seen. Introducing the PXL 2000 camcorder. With the same audio cassette that makes your music, it makes videos. Sight and sound at a price that's easy to handle. Just shoot and play back on the PXL 2000 TV. The PXL 2000 video system. Now you can be seen and heard.
Now, when I was a kid, I so wanted one of those.
Wow.
So wanted one of those. That was obviously it was American.
Yeah.
And I think they might have been available, but the price on them would have been about 500 quid.
At least, yeah.
You couldn't play them back on your telly. You had to have the special telly that goes with it.
Oh.
And it was black and white as well. I don't think it had I don't think you had sound. I think you just had but I just so wanted one.
They're
at
great,
the time.
aren't they? If you do spend your time walking around like that with your friend, gripping and doing cartwheels like that, which is what we did, of course, then you'd want to record it. That wasn't Fisher Price, was it?
Yeah.
Was it?
That was Fisher Price.
Wow, so they did move
That
into
was
electronics.
Fisher Price, yes.
But not very well, clearly.
But that was, again, they had a go, but no, it was not a thing.
No, they didn't quite, because they probably jumped. Because here we've got primary colours and yellow and cream, and there, that's all looks like something out of Back to the Future.
Yeah.
They've jumped too quick. That's the problem. You've got to do a nice, gentle transition to keep the kids with you.
In there gently,
yeah,
gently but
softly. That's what the wife says.
But
Don't just jump in. Take your time. Sorry, love. I'll just get the Fisher Price back out.
Oh my God, I got an image is now burnt well and truly
You are welcome.
into my retina. Thank you very much indeed for that, James. So yes, I always wanted one of those, but they worked on normal audio cassettes, so that you didn't have like a special video cassette. So this was pre-video days.
Yeah.
This was VHS videos had not been a thing. So this was, they would work on audio cassettes, but the cassettes went really, really fast.
Oh.
And as a kid, I really wanted one.
I bet, yes. It's the future, wasn't it?
It was the future, but totally unattainable
Yeah.
for us British people on our meagre incomes.
Yeah.
Obviously, Trump and co had the oil money and invented money, probably.
Yeah, of course.
So that they could have as much as they wanted whenever they wanted.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's thanks to him that America is now so successful, of course.
James, we're going to get so much hate.
I love the fact that until the recent episodes, you didn't have a beard and I had a beard. And the one time we turn up and do all these episodes, you've now got a beard and I haven't. It's not helping our separated at birth. They just think we swapped seats.
Yes, I'm James.
Hi. And I'm, who am I? Okay.
Right then, let's do a little surprise.
Oh, go on
we
then.
haven't had a surprise for a long time.
Okay.
James's special lunchbox surprise.
Now, you've mentioned these before, and this is we won't do one in the next episode because this is far too many calories in this. But I think you're going to enjoy these. Went to a proper sweet shop,
Oh,
Yep.
proper bag, proper
Bag,
Yep.
proper sweets. You can only get a quarter of them or something. I wanted to get less because this is not very good for us. Good for our teeth after damaging them with the toffee.
Lemon
Sherbet lemons.
sherbet.
Lemon sherbet, sherbet
being
lemons.
individually wrapped.
They weren't. No. But it does say on the wrapper, quality confectionery. So I think that's preparing us for disappointment. I'm not sure we can have these for too long. The episode will be over, but I'm hoping they're going to be the same as they were. Bigger. Oh, you crunch. You've gone straight in for the crunch. Wow. Ooh. And that as I remember them. Are they as you remember them? Bigger.
More acidic.
Yeah, they're definitely bigger. It says made in England. Andy? We still make something in this country.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Where? Nobody knows.
Who makes them?
Don't say. Don't say on it, mate. They're not that proud. I'll tell you where. I'm proud it's in this country, but I'm not telling you where.
What this has done now is perfectly coated my teeth. So it's given me fillings, but
Yes.
given me fillings where I didn't.
Well, you
have
lost them
fillings.
with the toffee a couple of episodes ago. You've now got new fillings flavoured of lemon.
It's a good,
You like them?
I'd give them a solid 7 out of 10.
They're just bigger than they used to be, I think. I don't think they used to be that big.
I think they're a little bit more chewy as well. I seem to remember them.
I haven't got to the chewy bit.
You got
Oh,
crunch,
hello.
crunch.
Oh, crikey. Oh, no, I got the sherbet.
I got the sherbet. It is sweets like this that are keeping the dentists.
Yeah. With the Ferraris. Okay. The sherbet is definitely the same, but I do think, unless my mouth's got smaller, the sweets got bigger.
That's because we all need more nutrition, James, now because we've got.
I think I've just got a fatter mouth.
That was good. No, I like that. I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Yeah, but lemons, you can have them, mate.
Those calories will tide us over.
It's fine.
Don't do one next time.
We're not doing one next time.
Don't do one next
We're going to
time.
break.
And far too much. Far.
Let our mouths digest all the food that we've had over the last 3 episodes because they've not been very good for our teeth.
It's not been. There's been plenty of E numbers and not a lot of fibre, James.
I'll bring an apple next time.
But we did have a little hammer.
Yes, we've got one.
Topic.
Yeah.
Right, mystery sound.
Go on then.
Do you think you know?
No.
Okay, here we go.
It's a mystery sound of the 80s. It's the mystery sound of the 80s.
Well, how am I going to get that? I'm going to be the sock drawer.
It's obvious, James. It's obvious.
I remember my granny, God rest her soul, she died, I think, in 1989. And my first CD I bought was from a little bit of money she left me. I bought Pet Shop Boys. What was it called? West End?
West End Girls.
Maybe
yeah.
that was the album or the single, I don't know. But I went upstairs in Double H Smith. And I bought one. I bought that album. I really struggled because I wasn't really hugely into music. Not really. Certainly not current music. It was always old stuff like fucking 5 Star and but this is new chart stuff that was out that month, and I thought I'm going to go and get a CD. I bought my first CD, which was that. I don't remember my first record, unfortunately.
No, I don't. But I remember my first CD.
Yeah.
Mine was Suzanne Vega, bizarrely.
Was it?
But I think it was because after having spent about 300 quid on the CD player, because they were so expensive.
Yeah.
I think I only had enough money left to buy one CD.
Yeah.
And it was probably for $9.99, and it was Suzanne Vega, Solitude Standing album.
Oh, wow.
Because I always used to get the albums because I thought you got more value for money.
Yeah.
Obviously, you could only get albums on. You don't get CD singles, but
Not then.
when I used to buy I used to buy albums because there's proper value for money there.
Yeah, CDs were just such a massive development when they late 80s when they came out. It was the future. Tomorrow's World went on and on and on about it.
And now people are buying cassettes. And do you know why people are buying cassettes now?
Because of this podcast.
Because they're fucking idiots, James.
They like the rattle and the rattle of the case. It's lovely.
Don't buy a cassette ever.
Yes.
They were always shit. They always will be shit. CDs are the best you can get.
You can get them produced now. You can get them made. So we could actually record every podcast
On
onto a
cassette.
tape, and we could have the #1 selling tape for the year.
It's almost gone in a full circle because in my early days, before I had the pretend job that I have now of talking nonsense on the radio, I actually worked in one of the factories in London that duplicated the cassettes, and it was like they used to do cassettes that would stick on the front of if you buy a pop magazine.
Yes.
They all used to have cassettes on that, and we made shitloads of those. Shitloads.
Yeah, I mean they were troublesome when they tapes. CDs, of course, as they told us on Tomorrow's World, indestructible. Until you got your fingerprint stuck on the underside, and then it was knackered. You had to go and get a cleaner or some cleaning device.
And if you're thinking to yourself, I've been very clever, and I've kept my CD collection in pristine, and it'll last forever. Turns out there's a thing now called the CD cancer or CD rot, and they actually rust from the inside.
Oh,
so if you've got CDs, you need to back them up to the cloud. Somehow.
Yeah, we recorded a message to our eldest who just turned 21, and we recorded a message on a camcorder with a mini CD, mini DVD, and this would have been in 2005. It was, and we recorded it and put it in a time capsule that he opened a few weeks ago at his 21st birthday. But we had also heard about this from the CD and DVD degeneration, so we were like, this message from 21 years ago is pointless because it's gone. It hadn't. It survived.
Still survived.
So we played it in front of all the family. It was still there. We had fuck all to say on the message. I don't know why we kept it. It was just us going, we're really tired, but you're really lovely. Look forward to seeing you with a few more wrinkles and less hair. Ha ha. Happy birthday.
Oh, James, that's really nice.
It was nice. It was nice. But
it makes you almost human.
Yeah, almost. There's sentiment in there somewhere. But yeah, but they do generate. So if you're watching this, then best to download all of your CDs onto cassette and keep them going forever, or onto vinyl records, or onto a Fisher Price device if you've got one. Put it onto one of these. You can probably download it if you Google it. There'll be a way to download all of your family's DVDs onto a nice little Tomy Play computer.
And on that scientific note, James, we say thank you for watching. Don't forget you can come and see this load of old nonsense live at the Spring Arts Centre in Havant in the summer for our Summer Sizzler. Pop over to their website or go to bringbackthe80spodcast.com if you want to get your tickets while there are still some available.
Yeah, go fast.
Until then, though, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this week's edition. We'd love it if you could subscribe in your favourite podcast app, and don't forget there's a video version on YouTube too. You can contact us using the links in the show notes and on the YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time for another edition of Bring Back the 80s.